boy who lived come to die.
What's up? It's Chris, the Drone Geek, and welcome to another episode of Let's Talk Drones. Today's episode, we are getting into the rumor mill once again. We've got a few that have just popped up from out of nowhere, and I really want to go through them and talk about them. Actually, we've got two rumors, one coming up in another video, and then we've got a little bit of news that's actually going to be coming up in our next video. But let's not get into the weeds with that. Let's get into the rumor mill, because today we are talking about the leaks of the DJI Avata
Avocados from Mexico.
It's DJI Cinewoop drone. That's what's been leaked. It was rumored at the end of last year, 2021, that DJI would be releasing another FPV style drone in the year 2022. Well, now that we've seen some leaks, we're starting to see what this FPV drone is going to look like. And the body, the way it's built, everything about it is screaming Cinewoop. It's got ducts around the propellers. It's got 5 blades on the propellers. It's got all the telltale signs of a Cinewoop style drone, which since DJI came out with the DJI FPV, I have been saying they need to come out with either a Cinewoop mode for that drone, or they need to come out with a Cinewoop version of that drone. So it's got to be one of the two. I mean, it's either got to be you send firmware out so that the FPV drone can fly like a Cinewoop drone, or you need to create your own version of a Cinewoop drone. It looks like they went with the latter rather than the former. So what does this mean? Well, obviously it means that we're gonna get another manual style drone, but you may be asking yourself, especially if you've never flown manual, I've only ever flown the DJI FPV manually. But you may be asking yourself, what is the difference? I know I asked that question. What's the difference between an FPV drone and a Cinewoop drone? Well, there are a few telltale differences, and to show you what they are, I'm gonna need a whiteboard. So actually earlier on, I was calling one of these two drones an FPV drone and the other a Cinewoop drone. That's actually inaccurate. I just don't feel like re-recording what I just recorded because, you know, that's who I am as a person. No, but the difference between a freestyle drone and a Cinewoop drone are about threefold. Now, there may be other differences we're not gonna go over here, but these are the major differences that I could find, both researching on the internet as well as talking to people that fly both freestyle and Cinewoop style drones. The first is the speed. So the freestyle drones are much faster on average than a Cinewoop style drone. So that means that if you want to fly really fast and, you know, cover a lot of ground in a very short amount of time, you want to go with a freestyle drone. If you're trying to fly through a house or a building or hit a really tight gap and get a nice smooth cinematic shot doing that, you're gonna wanna fly a Cinewoop style drone. The next is the size. Now, there are all different varieties of freestyle drones. You've got 3, 5, and 7 inch are the most common. And then the Cinewoop drones usually are a little bit smaller format. They usually hover right around 3 inches, but it's just sort of all a preference thing. Just on average, Cinewoop drones are smaller than freestyle drones. And the final category that differentiates a freestyle drone from a Cinewoop drone is acrobatics. If you're flying a freestyle drone, you are more often than not trying to attempt some sort of a trick, a flip, whatever the case may be. It's a little bit more of an extreme flight style because you're gonna be just throwing this drone all over the place, doing barrel rolls and doing all, you know, just all the different gamut of tricks that there are to do with freestyle drones. Now, a Cinewoop is not nearly as capable as a freestyle drone when it comes to acrobatics. Can you pull them off? Maybe. But more often than not, the motors on the Cinewoop drones aren't capable of doing the same acrobatic tricks that a freestyle drone can. What it's really good at, though, is getting really smooth, slow cinematic footage. Oh, hello there. This is Remy. You've met him before in a previous video. and he has an important message he wants to share with you today. Oh, do you not want to do the commercial? You don't want to do the commercial? Okay, well, I'll put you down. And since somebody got camera shy, I'll just go ahead and step in and do it for him. This episode of Let's Talk Drones is brought to you by The Droning Company, the #1 online resource for commercial remote pilots. Make sure you check them out online at thedroningcompany.com. They have tons of resources to make you a better, more well-rounded commercial remote pilot. Plus, they've got a second-to-none job board. You're going to find opportunities ranging from 1 and 2 off gigs all the way up to full-time staff positions as a UAV expert or onboard drone pilot for the company or organization that's hiring. Make sure you check that out, thedroningcompany.com, and across all social media platforms. It's The Droning Company, the #1 online resource for commercial remote pilots. So we have the DJI FPV. It's a great little drone. It was a really nice way for DJI to A, break into the freestyle market, but B, it also was a service to drone enthusiasts that don't have the know-how on how to build freestyle drones, but want to fly freestyle drones. It was a nice little bridge for us to get into that community. Now, I still haven't gone and built my own freestyle or Cinewoop drone. That's on the bucket list. I keep saying it. I promise you it's coming. I don't know when. I don't know when. Whenever I have time, whenever I'm able to, and whenever I have the clarity of mind to sit down and do it the right way. That's the big thing, is I want to do it right. When I build this thing, I want to get a nice solid product out of it, and I want to know that I'm flying the best possible drone that I can under the circumstances of which I'm building it. So it is coming. But anyway, it was a nice bridge for those of us that don't know how to build freestyle drones and Cinewoop drones into that style of flight, those manual styles of flight. Now, they're going to be opening the door to those of us that want to get more cinematic feeling footage. You know, one thing I've really been wanting to incorporate into my business are real estate fly-throughs and just facility fly-throughs. It doesn't have to be for real estate. It could be a tour of a business or a tour of a facility. I've always wanted to incorporate that, but again, I don't have the know-how to build my own Cinewoop drone, and it's really hard to come by pre-built Cinewoops right now. So getting something like the DJI Avata, I think it's the it's the DJI Cinewoop drone. It's something like Avata or Avata or I don't know. I don't know how to pronounce it. So we're just gonna keep calling it the DJI Cinewoop until I can get a verbal confirmation from somebody as to how you pronounce the freaking thing. But creating this drone is going to give us a different look. Those of us that are looking to incorporate those types of services, those fly-through services in our businesses, or just to do it for fun, now we'll have a tool at our disposal that can do it safe, fast, and efficiently. Those are the big things. What I'll really be interested to see is if there's an onboard camera on this drone. From the screenshots that we've seen from Drone DJ as well as our friend Jasper Ellens, it looks like this model, the one that the pictures are leaked of, doesn't necessarily have a camera on board. So that leads me to wonder, what will we have to do as consumers when we buy that drone to make sure that we have visualization through the drone itself? I'm assuming that maybe it's just an early model and there will be an onboard camera. In fact, I think it'd be stupid if they didn't incorporate at least something that you could use to see through the viewfinder, not necessarily a camera that's built for the actual final product footage. I think just having like an FPV camera that I can use to monitor what's going on with my drone, and then have a really easy way to mount a GoPro or an action cam of some type on top of the drone, that's the way to go to me. So we'll see, only time will tell. The photos that have been leaked to this point of the DJI Cinewoop aren't super telling. You can definitely tell that it is a Cinewoop style drone. You can definitely tell that it is going to be the next iteration of the DJI FPV or the FPV Mini. But other than that, it's hard. It's hard to know what's it's going to be compatible with. Will it be compatible with the FPV goggles version 2 from DJI? Will it be compatible with the FPV remote from DJI? I'm not talking about the big boxy, bulky one. I'm talking about the little tiny one with the two little nodules at the bottom of the controller that they sold with the DJI FPV, the OG model. Will it be compatible with that stuff? It's really up in the air right now. It's hard to tell. But my question to you is, are you going to buy the DJI FPV Cinewoop or the DJI Cinewoop? It's not the DJI Avata. It's not that one. Not for me yet anyway. Once I know how to pronounce it, then I'll start saying it. But I don't know what I'm saying right now, so I would just sound like a moron. I'll tell you this, I'm probably gonna buy it. I think that right now, I'm just not to the point that I'm confident enough to build my own Cinewoop-style drone. Even if it's like a pre-built or a build kit, I don't trust myself to not mess it up somehow. And I really want to start offering fly-through services and fly-through content on my social platforms sooner rather than later. So this is going to be a great way for me to enter into that market and to start to offer that type of a service. It might be the cheap and easy way out. And I don't mean cheap as in like money cheap. We all know that's not going to be true, but it might be the cheap and easy way out for me. But business-wise, it just makes sense. DJI is moving in the right direction right now, and you really can't fault them for it. Again, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna buy the DJI FPV Cinewoop or the DJI Cinewoop, or are you gonna let this one slide? Let me know down in the comments below, and if you liked this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button down below, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button. It helps me out a lot, and it helps us get to the point where we can monetize this channel, which means we can put the money that we earn from this channel back into the channel and do really, really cool stuff on this channel. That's what I wanna do, is I wanna keep building, keep doing cool stuff, keep cutting the edge, keep pushing the envelope. That is what we wanna do here. And monetizing the channel would really, really help. So this is your second reminder to go ahead, hit that subscribe button. Until next time, I'm Chris, the Drone Geek, and I am out of here.